Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. Hi, Hanker Panker. What are you saying, handsome? Hope everybody's having a good day out there today. It was a wonderful weekend. Got a lot done. I really enjoy. Let me make this a little bit smaller. Let me go take a look at chat. Boobity boobity boo. Scooby Dooby Doo. Remember Scooby Doo? Man, I miss that show. Don't know why. Oh, we're gonna pause that. It's so neat having a computer to do all this stuff on. I haven't had a computer in so long. Let's see here. Yeah, pretty much we've decided on IRM. Unless they do something big. Space lettuce is just getting ridiculous. It's just nonsense anymore. The amount of space lettuce that they put out. Oh. Hey, Love Kung Fu. Give me 1 sec. Oh, no, where's the keyboard at? I am just going to turn this off. Love Kung Fu, Shaolin, how we doing? But yeah, Florida weather is amazing, folks. It's finally starting to get down into the 70s down here. Low 20s if you're talking Celsius, I believe, somewhere around there. Mid to low 20s. Just perfect weather. Couldn't ask for better weather. Been building a smoker cooker out of 2 old, what are they called? Water heaters. A 20-gallon and a 40-gallon, and man, they are coming out looking really nice. I was very pleased at how well. And welding is fun. I'm having such a ball learning how to weld. Adam's a pretty good teacher. Removed a root, well, a tree trunk, out of the ground yesterday. That was a pain in the butt. Gonna go pick up the rest of the pieces today. Yeah, I'm doing really good. My first winter without any snow, and it's just still kind of baffling my mind not seeing snow fall or seeing snow laying on the ground for weeks at a time. I've been talking to people up there in northern Indiana, and it's I think over 40 today. Hey, just Jack, how we doing, friend? Hope you're having a good day there at work today. It's always a pleasure. If you'd like to jump on the panel, you're more than welcome. I could send you out an invite if you'd like. Just let me know. I'm just getting some crocheting done. Not crocheting hats for anybody in particular anymore, just finishing up my hemp. Probably going to start working on crocheting on my I have a poncho I've been working on for a while. Here, I'll show it to you guys. Put hankers down here. Here's the hankers I can use. These pinker bottoms. Give me 2 shakes, folks. Give me 1 sec. There we go. Okay. And this I've been working on for quite a while. Just during the winter times. It actually goes over like this. I got it down to about right there. And what I really wanted to do is hang down another foot at least, if not longer. But it's coming along. And it's really, really thick. I mean, you can barely see through it when I pull on it. The knitting is real tight knit. Yeah, I've always wanted one, and I figured might as well make it since I know how, instead of just going out and buying one. So I'll probably start working on that after I finish this. Well, I probably got about maybe 3 hats worth of hemp. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, Arwen was live, and I really wasn't planning on going live, but I just figured why not. I felt like crocheting, don't have anything super duper waiting for me right this second. So I figured I'd get a little bit of crocheting in. I hope everybody else had a good weekend. Weather wasn't too bad for anybody. Kind of getting excited. June is just right around the corner. I need to get my passport and all that stuff situated. Never been over to Europe before. This is going to be very interesting, to say the least. I'm just so excited to get a chance to create medicine for that many people. It's kind of like a dream come true, really. I went out there looking to New Mexico. That was the plan, to find a medicine man to teach me how to make medicine for people. I end up meeting somebody that's a really great person who's offered me a job to make medicine on a mass quantity. It's yeah, it's surreal the way it all worked out and turned out. And I mean, if I wouldn't have been there in that one spot, and that gentleman wouldn't have been there in that one spot, our paths would have just crossed, and we never would have even known each other. Whenever you get that feeling, that just that notion, that feeling that you should go talk to somebody when you see them, somebody you don't know, and you get this urge, like, hey, maybe I should go say hi and introduce myself and ask them, or ask if they need help. You know, listen to that little voice inside of you. Um, I did, and it led to my dreams coming true. Um, I think we all kind of put out there what we want, in our minds. We kind of project that, what we're looking for and what we're trying to find. Serendipity. Great word, Jack. But yeah, it's almost like you have to manifest it before it can happen. Good or bad. And yeah, there's surprises. Um, other people's manifestations, you being involved in that. But for the most part, I think if you really, really want something, truly want it, listen to that little voice inside you. It'll help you find it. I know that sounds crazy, but I didn't talk to too many people on my walkabout. I mean, I did, but I didn't. I didn't do the old fashioned go up and introduce myself and shake hands and like I did with the Jeep Nomad, my buddy that I met out there, who watched Hank actually while I was in Denver at the conference. Um, I don't know, it was weird. I saw him. He was setting up his camp, and I was like, "Hey, Ron, how we doing, brother?" And you see people like that, and I just got this urge to go. Something told me inside, "Hey, go say hi. Go see if he wants to have a fire later, or this and that, and yada yada yada." And really, it was mostly because he had a dog, and I had Hank. We were camping not too far from each other. I was like, "Yeah, see if he wants to come hang out." But it was that little voice inside my head that, I mean, most of the people I met out there on the road, just getting to work around. You have a good one, man. I hope it was a good weekend. Hey, FWL, Flat World Logic. Thank you for dropping in. Yeah, it was a really good weekend. Got a lot accomplished. But I don't know how many hours we put into. We're making a smoker cooker. We've been working on that. I'm learning how to weld. Adam's teaching me how to weld out here, and man, it's so much fun. I didn't even mind doing all the crappy work, cutting the steel plates out and grinding them down and cleaning off all the burrs and all the work that's not as much fun. And we could have waited till we got the oxygen tanks filled and just blown right through that stuff, just cut right through it with a torch, just will do, Jack. Yeah, it's coming along really well. Most of the welding's done. Pretty much all we have to do is put legs on it, then do some work on I'm not even sure what you call them. The doors. They're not really flush with the outside. We're gonna put some trim on. It's gonna look really nice. It's gonna look somewhat professional, you know. But I got my eye out now for all types of water heaters and stuff like that. If I see any, I'm gonna be ripping them apart and using them. That's the coolest part about having a shop like Adam does. Man, I mean, you could literally take other people's. Oh, that's awesome, Ron. I know there's one. It's about 70 miles southeast of New Orleans, out there in Louisiana, right on the tip. St. Augustine is a star fort, and that's what I need to do. I need to find some other star forts down here in Florida. They seem to usually always be along coastlines, usually, at least here in the U.S. They're up and down the East Coast. Um, I think there might even be one or two on the Mississippi River. Don't hold me to that. And then Louisiana. I don't know if there's any in Texas along the Gulf or not. Hello, Nora. I hope you were well over across the pond. Had a nice weekend. I had a good one. Got a lot done. If anybody's interested in jumping in the chat, just put it up there in the chat and I'll send you an invite. But yeah, St. Augustine, I've been there a couple times. The Castillo de San Marco Fort. Is that St. Augustine's fort? It's actually made out of seashells, the walls. Sandra, thank you. Sandra just put a P900 Cool Picks. Just put a Star Fort list in the chat. Thank you very much. Still, Nora? I bet you didn't take your golden seal, did you? Oh, wow, I didn't know that. Flat World. There goes Hanker Panker. Yeah, I've been dipping my toes into the whole mud flood a little bit. It's just so big. It's like standing on an ocean and thinking, well, it's time to jump into this one and go explore and examine. And I'm still not even done with. There's a couple tests. Yeah, golden seal is amazing. That with a little bit of purple coneflower or echinacea, and you'll be right as rain. And at each inlet, I did not know that. Yeah, I've been inside the one fort a couple times, the big one. Yeah, that's just it. You never really know. It's about the mud flood and stuff. It's hard to yeah, we can't put a date or a stamp on it. I mean, all of this could have happened just a few hundred years ago, or it could have happened thousands of years ago. You never really know. Um, that's what somebody really needs to do. Start an accurate dating system. Hello, Constance. Welcome, sweetie. But we need not like a dating, like finding a date website, but dating how old things are. We've kind of been letting people tell us how old stuff is when maybe some of us should be looking into trying to figure out how old things are, since we know so much of it is a lie now. Can we really take what they tell us as truth? Radioactive carbon dating, all that kind of stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about man-made objects that we don't know how old they are. Yeah, we need an accurate, and I don't know if it can be done. I don't know if I've never really delved into that too deep. I'm still stuck on how our eyes work. Um, I've got a couple tests that I'd like to do. Um, it might be a little while before I can do them. Yeah, I think you're right, just Jack. It'd be hard. I know, flat world logic. Me too. I wasted. Well, let's not say we wasted it. We'll say we'll say we took the scenic route. Instead of wasting our time, we just took the scenic route to get to where we are now. I mean, I believe most people, I would hope most people. Okay, I'll check that out, Ron. Um, Most people learn whether they know they're learning or not. It's just it's just something that's programmed into us. We may not always take heed of what we learn. That is definitely not always the case. But I feel that we're always constantly learning. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think we're constantly, when times are good, when times are bad, when maybe not consciously learning. Sabto soy. You okay, Constance? Jeez, Sabto soy. I got all of it deciphered except the end. Yeah, I don't think there's a place you can be that isn't where you're meant to be. Maybe the Beatles had it right there in the song All You Need Is Love. There's nowhere you can be that isn't where you're meant to be. It's easy. Mike, welcome, brother. I was thinking about you this morning. I'm been doing some work and all right, Jack. We'll be here. Been doing some work and I'm gonna be ordering that book for you here real shortly. Once I transfer some money to my account from cash. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. There you go, Constance. Yeah, flat world logic. It was just something that never really came up into my mind while I was sitting there looking at it. Like so many of you know, I grew up on Lake Michigan, um, just right down the road. Oh, awesome, Mike. Expanding the garden. And it never had crossed my mind how far away Chicago was or how much I should see to the according to the all right, Jack, no worries. How much I could see according to the curve of the earth or this and that. None of that stuff ever entered my mind. I always just assumed that the curve was so slight and the earth was so big. Oh, nice. Yeah, it was just so big that you couldn't see it. You know, that was what's what was blah 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 blah. Yeah, Nora, don't go to get the golden seal. Go to like a mom and pop's health food store something like we have stores up there in Indiana called Back to Basics, and it's pretty much the root, and it comes in a they have their own big glass jars, and they'll just get it out of the jar for you. It's not in some sealed package like a GNC this or that. Um, you can get them already pre-made. The capsules pre-made. Yeah, it's actually the root that you use. I always go and buy, but I buy it loose. They'll give it to me in a little plastic bag, and then I go and I buy a thing of capsules myself, and it's about half price if you do it like that and make your own capsules. It's so much cheaper. Hi, sweetie. How you doing?
I just let him to slide. I let him get 2 times and he snaked behind me.
Oh, that stinker. Did you sleep good?
Yeah.
Good.
Pink was jumping all around.
Yeah, well, he loves you. He likes to see you.
He jumped on my back.
Yeah. Yeah, the dry root is what you want. All right, Flat World. Take it easy, brother. Yeah, out of gelatin, Jack. Always made out of gelatin. But Nora, yeah, you get the dry root. You don't want to get the wet stuff. Perfectly dry. It comes like a powder. Excuse me. And then I get the gelatin capsules. Make them myself. Because a bottle of 100 will usually be about $50 US. And yeah. Yeah, Flat World Logic, have a great one. Take care. And then you just take one a day. You take it just like you would an antibiotic. And if for any reason you ever do have to take antibiotics, you can take those with it so the antibiotics don't tear up your gut so much and destroy all your good bacteria in your stomach. Golden seal is actually a probiotic, not an antibiotic. It actually will boost your immune system. Um, but yeah, I think like antibiotics, they do work. I'm not, but it's kind of like it's almost the same way that they like to fight cancer by killing the host just so much so that the parasite can no longer feed off of it. When in reality, we want to make the host stronger so it can just, you know, take care of anything that's attacking it itself. Western medicine is so backwards. It's nothing about curing. Hold on, excuse me one sec, folks. Yeah, they're not trying to cure your illness in Western medicine. I'm not saying all Western medicine or all doctors are evil or anything like that, but they pretty much try to hide your symptoms of your illness. Vegetable cellulose. Okay, Jack. Oh, man. Everybody send out some good vibes to Dez. Sheeps and Neeps over there. He's having his surgery right now, his operation. Oh, Dez. Take it easy, brother. You got this. You can do it. It's got to be so scary. But yeah, Western medicine is not about to heal people. They figured out they can make a lot more money just dulling your system enough so you don't feel it anymore. And then once it gets bad enough, once the actual symptoms get so bad that you can't even live with it anymore, then they'll just go up to that organ and cut it out and give you a pill to replace it for the rest of your life. Um, over 800 supposed diseases, I can't stand that word, that are simply um, vitamin and mineral deficiencies. It all has to do with your diet. People say, "Oh, well, it's hereditary. I got it from my parent." No, what you got from your parents was that same diet. What you got from your parents was the same type of food that they ate, which gave them a deficiency in something, which then led to this certain disease. Now you have the same type of diet, which is also void of that mineral or vitamin that you need. Therefore, you are getting the same deficiencies. Therefore, you're getting the same diseases that your parents got. And there's always the one person in the family that eats differently and this and that, and they're vegetarian or this or that, or they don't eat a lot of this stuff and they don't eat a lot of that stuff that their parents ate, and they don't get the diseases. Oh, well, it skipped this generation. It can skip a generation and this and that and yada yada yada. No, 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 no. And I'm not saying there aren't any diseases that can't be passed down. But what I'm saying is it's a it's a cultural thing, more or less. It has to do with the rituals that are passed down. Yeah, we lost so much information, Jack. So much knowledge about how to fix our bodies, how to keep them running properly. I still am a big fan of fasting every once in a while. Usually once a month, I'll barely eat anything. Yeah, Constance, old habits do die hard. That's one thing I constantly try and work on is not to get into the habit of having habits. That sounds counterintuitive, but I try to make a conscious effort. No, I've heard good things about wormwood though. Um, I haven't done a whole lot of research on it, but it's come across in some of my books. I believe there's another name for it even. That's the thing, especially when crossing the pond. There's certain herbs over there, like the Melissa herb. I believe it's still called Melissa, over in certain parts of Europe. And over here, we call it lemon balm. Um, so yeah, gosh, I really need to learn more about the Latin. I gotta start remembering the Latin words and stuff. Nora, you know how to speak a couple languages and stuff like that. Or you know how I'm trying to. I need to learn Croatian, and I'm looking into. And I don't want to be 100% tourist as soon as I get there. Yeah, lemon balm is amazing, Sandra. It has so many cannabinoids in it. The CBD. It's an amazing plant. Multiple books that I've covered in alchemy have amazing stories about it. Um, Revivifying the body, and that was going to be my next thing. I was growing lemon balm, Is Croatian difficult? I would figure. And I mean, they said they're going to have translators there and whatnot, and this and that. But I'd kind of have a. I'd like to have a at least a slight grasp on the dialect, and yeah, I'll learn. No better way than just to jump right in, right? Now, is Macedonian? Come to Ireland first. Is Macedonian a language? I know Yugoslavia broke up, and it was Macedonia, Croatia. I believe there were three that they made out of it. Macedonia, Croatia. I'm not even sure. Yeah, I think I do best. Oh wow. Yeah, I believe there are a lot of medicinal values in mushrooms that we Westerners have no idea of. Before it's all said and done, I'd like to step onto as many continents as I possibly can. Spend a fair amount of time in each place. I'm loving the idea of making medicine for millions of people. I'm going to be able to influence and touch the lives of so many with my good intentions. It really is. It's a dream come true. I look so forward to just learning about a new culture. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have these last three hats, and then until people order some more or something like that, until I sell a few more, I'll start working on my Arabic. Wow, is that one difficult? That one seems like it wouldn't be all that easy either. Hey, under this, how we doing, friend? Hope you're having a good one. Yeah, I think the I don't even know what I was gonna say. I think things are moving along just right, though, how they should. Um, I said from the very beginning that it would be a bad thing if this wasn't an organic, grassroots type of awakening, slow and, one person at a time. Hey, Josh, welcome, brother. I hope work's going good for you so far today. You weren't popping in here to say hi. You are sitting out in your car right now, I bet. It's break time, isn't it? Oh, you crack me up. 7 mushroom mix powder. Wow. Oh, that cracks me up, Josh. How long have I been going now? I have no idea. No idea. I've been going about 3 rows. The old hat. Something like that. I don't know. Yeah, got a lot of the smoker done. Got that root out finally. That big tree root. We're going to go pick that up today, actually. We finally got it ripped out of the ground. Now we're going to cut it up into little pieces. It was getting a little bit late last night when we finally finished it. Got the bathroom painted. It was a good weekend. I think they're taking off. Wow, in Libya. Yeah, I think you almost have to spend a few years in places to certain people to really get the language and the lingo. Language is one of those things that Carrie. Hello, love. How are you doing out there? The desert treating you good? You still out there in Quartzite? I saw a lot of people talking about the RTR going on. As much as I love the desert, I love Florida better. um, just the water and the trees, and starting a fire is much easier out there in the desert. $31. Ooh. I think the low it got down here last night was like 55. And then back up into the 70s. Yeah, the desert does get cool at night. It was beautiful out there in the desert. I loved it. But you know, a place is really nice, Carrie, is northern Florida. It's really nice for caravanners and boondockers. There's places, a lot of the places have hot running showers and places to plug stuff in, electricity up by the, um, what would you call it? Just by the bathroom area and whatnot. They take care of their campgrounds. The phone service isn't the greatest out by some of them. I only stayed at one of them. Drove through another one, but yeah, a lot of the Florida places they really take care of. It just stinks though because until February 17th, I believe it is, a lot of them are you're not allowed to camp in a lot of the national forests or state parks because they have hunting going on until mid-February. I think it starts in December and ends in mid-February. But there's a lot of places that don't allow hunting as well that you can go and try out. But yeah, Florida's pretty cool for caravanning in the wintertime, for sure. I was shocked at how I mean, I was all over the country, and there's not many places that you find Yeah, me too, Carrie. I missed the trees so bad. Now I have green leaves surrounding everywhere around me. In northern Florida, oh, it's so beautiful. There's so many pine tree forests. It's just, but yeah, northern Florida, well, really a lot of Florida, they really take care of the caravanners and people just camping out. They probably make so much in revenue off of, oh, what's the word, tourism. They can afford to spend some extra money and take care of their state parks. I wonder what's going on in the national forest now that they have this strike on, government strike. I know they're the people. They say the unessential people won't get paid, but I'll bet any money that all those politicians are still getting their checks, which is, I don't want to talk about politics. I try to stay away from those subjects. Um, Too volatile, too much emotion involved. I do love emotions and stuff like that. You all know that. Have you hooked back up with Kevin and Pudding in them? Have you seen them lately, Carrie? Please tell Gunther I said hello. Yeah, the desert is gorgeous, but there's just no. You really got to get up into high elevations to see trees. And right now, this time of year, you don't want to be at high elevations. I'm sure it's covered. Turning people away at the gates from our land. Well, what happened there? I really got that one in there too tight. Yeah, I would have been quite upset if they would have tried to tell me that I couldn't camp somewhere. Palm Springs. So, did you do the Joshua tree for a while? Palm Springs, California. Yeah, I actually met Carrie at the convention, and I was camping right down the road from some people that she knew that told me about her going there. Very cool. Yeah, the national forest, there's some beautiful ones. Well, a lot of the national forests, it's not like a lot of the state parks in a lot of states that I visited where they'll have like a gate, an access gate that you have to go through in order to get back into the forest. A lot of the national forests, you're driving on highways. You're driving down a highway that's going through the middle of the national forest because the forests are so big. And then they have little access roads going off in all different places. And there's, gosh, Angelina National Forest there in eastern Texas. Hey, Mac, are you out here in the garage? He must be inside. Always a pleasure, brother. Just let me know when you feel like going and cutting up that tree and all that good stuff. I was gonna go get some more coffee creamer too, whenever you wanted. Arwen was live, and I was thinking, oh, I'm not gonna go live while Arwen's live. And then I thought, it doesn't really matter. I had my little group of people that I was looking in the chat, and I was looking for Constance and Sandra and them, and I didn't see any of you all over there. So like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and start up a live stream and see if anybody shows up. It's really, there's so many trolls that hang out over there. And I understand Arwen was a big part of Nathan Oakley's, and it's kind of like it's kind of like sorry, I got discombobulated there looking at chat. Lost my train of thought. I don't even know what I was talking about now. Oh, there's a little out here. I was just saving it for you. I've been drinking my coffee black. But I am really enjoying Florida. I am really, really enjoying the Florida winter down here. This is heaven. Oh, yeah, sorry. Thank you, Constance. Much appreciated. Yeah, the whole trolls. I don't engage with them very often. It's very rare that I ever say anything to them. But I enjoy these hangouts where it's just us and there are no trolls, you know. It's just the crew and I get I'm, just sitting away crocheting and get to have a chat with y'all. It's peaceful in here, you know. It's not there aren't a bunch of people trying to stir the pot up. Pete Shea. Good lord. The stuff that comes out of his mouth is, I don't know. I don't know. And yes, I understand about I don't know, the troll thing just baffles my mind. What's that, Flat Earth dude? Yeah, I try to be peaceful, as much as I possibly can. I lose my temper sometimes. Um, it's more and more rare. I try my best to try and see things from other perspectives. Um, and realize that people have bad days and this and it's hey, Flat Earth dude. Welcome, brother. Yeah, I really try to just bite my tongue a little bit. I try to hold off. Like if somebody says something in chat or something, and it has nothing to do with correcting people or right or wrong. It's more or less, I guess I try to keep my opinion to myself unless somebody asks me for it. That's what I should say. Um, yeah, listen twice, say it once. All right, Sandra, thank you for stopping by. It's always a pleasure, man. Always welcome here. Have a great day. Yeah, that's why we have 2 ears and one mouth. I know that's not the case and yada, 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 but could be. But yeah, I try to hear things from other people's points of view. Um, and that's the thing, you can never know somebody's full point of view unless you've actually lived in their shoes their whole lives. The reason I say that is because there's certain things, your memories influence you and what you're going to think and do and say next. Your memories really influence how you react to things, how you see the world. So many times I'll see or hear something and it'll be like a deja vu moment, or it'll take me back to another memory I have where the outcome came out a certain way. So I'm not expecting it to come out that way, but it's a possibility that it could come out the same way. And for others, hello, Jessica asks, welcome. For other people, they could see the same thing that you're seeing, and it could come out a totally different way. They could think the end result could be the exact opposite of what you may think it's going to be. And then you both build upon that. It's just, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I try to bite my tongue until I know what I'm saying is, not going to offend, or not so much offend. I don't mind offending people. It's what's with the mice and the bottle for sheep. It's not so much offending people that worries me. I don't want to influence people in a negative way. Um, Especially when it comes to flat earth. I've learned that planting a seed and just letting it grow is a great way to open somebody's mind to new ideas. If you sit there and constantly are harping on them about, oh, you need to look into this, you need to understand this, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this, eventually all they hear is you need, and then they'll turn it off. It's snowflakes. Yeah. Well, Adam, that's the programming. That's the idiot box telling people to, I don't want to say they're emasculating men, But how many Chuck Norrises do you see on TV anymore? Think about it. Chuck Norris esque type people. You don't see, well, I don't really watch TV too much anymore, so I'm really probably not the best. But how many men do you see on TV nowadays that have their hair all nice and pretty and, all dolled up with their gel and their this and that, and they have the nice, they're peacocks anymore. All you see on TV are peacocks. You don't see the lions anymore on TV. You know, it's almost as if they're trying to, and I don't like saying the word like feminize because yeah, yeah, I don't, because women are fierce and ferocious and fighters and warriors just like men. Um, I think that's one of the reasons they've already done it to so many women out there. Um, Dialed them down to make them seem like they're, they've already got it in their brain that they can't do these things and they can't do that. And they, I'm not supposed to get dirty and this and that and yada, yada, yada. And now they're trying to do this to the men while now switching it with the women and trying to make them more masculine almost. It's, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. There are such things as social engineers, though, that are, trying to push this stuff, who choose the characters on television shows and what they talk like and the things they say. And it's it's amazing how much study probably has gone into steering a society in a certain way. Yeah, it's they know very well what they're doing and how to do it. But I think there's a lot of pushback and a lot of, I think they're good at starting it. It's like one of those puzzles. It's almost like an unbeatable puzzle, I think, because of the way we're designed. We're designed not to do what they're trying to get us to do. So it's like playing, what's one of those games? Tetris, like a never ending game. It doesn't matter how much you practice and how well you get at it and good at it, eventually you're going to lose. Yeah, they're trying to invert the natural rose. Exactly, Nora. They're trying to make it so, you know, up is down and black is white, and it's almost as if they're testing us in one way or another. They're testing their own hypothesis and theory and this and that and seeing how far they can push it. But we always come back to where we started from, I think. Um, it's like somebody with it's almost like a crackhead.
Crack.
say crack.
Before you ever do crack, you're a certain way, you know. You're a certain type of person, you do certain things and this and that, and then they introduce crack into your world, and all of a sudden you start relying and becoming dependent upon it even, and you change and you do things you would never do. But then eventually you take the crack away and get rid of it, and that person, you would hope that they would get back to what they originally were. I don't know. That's the thing about people. I don't think we ever can go back to how we once were. I think with every new thing that we learned, every new influence we have in our life, is going to change us. It's going to make us see things differently. It's going to make us, you know, our perception has changed. And no, I'm saying, you know, about the crack thing, just somebody who's never had crack in their life, or any drug, or anything really, and then you bring it into them, and it can change that person. But I think once you remove it and cut off that dependency or whatever they have built up on it, I'd like to think that they can revert back to what they were. I hope, at least, for some people that I care about and love, but haven't spoken to in years. I've written people off because of that drug. Some of my best friends, and they just changed. They went from good, loving, caring, you know, and it wasn't like it was overnight. This was over 15 years. And they even quit with that kind of stuff, but they just replaced it with pharmaceuticals now. Well, I don't do cocaine. I eat Loratabs or Percocet or this or that or any of these. It's like, man, that's still cocaine. And it's just, they start, and it's not even doing things to get those drugs anymore. Yeah, exactly. Now they're controlling us. You know, people used to be in control of. Yee. Adam's teaching me about country music. But yeah, we used moderation in all things. Well said, Constance. Learning how to control not just what we do, but what we think. That's the hard part. You see, our actions are what define us, not our thoughts. But your thoughts, you know, if none of your thoughts are ever good anymore, and they're always just about how you're going to get your next fixed or how you're going to pull one over on somebody so you can obtain the substances to get your next fix, you're never going to get that. Hi, Hanker Panker. What are you saying, babes? It's never going to be how you once were.
We got time.
We don't have time for a meeting with the Flat Earth Society.
Damn right. Dude, Flat Earth is dumb.
But he was right. Obama was right. We don't have time for a meeting with the Flat Earth Society as flat earthers. Yeah, Jack. It's you like to think that that person they were is still in there. But yeah, they definitely do change. They're definitely, it's like there's a shell built up around them now. And I hope that shell can one day break. Um, and they can flat earth, is it a form of crack? Well, I know I didn't sleep much the first few weeks when I realized it. And it has dominated my worldview for the last 4 years. I've gone on little sabbaticals, I guess you'd call them, whatever, just times when I tried to not focus so much on flat earth. Um, but it's everywhere. It's hard. It's hard not to see and not to tell other people that don't know about it. You know, you want to share it with people. It's
Will you just pull in?
I don't know. I have the thing turned off because the keyboard wasn't in here. I couldn't shut down that beeper.
It's the mouse. Use the red.
Oh, duh. What am I thinking?
All good.
Rewiring our hard drives. I like that. It's a good way to put it, Constance.
A hard drive doesn't have wires, thank you.
So was she ever the same that she was though, Jack? Or is she a completely different person still? Because I hope and pray for my cousin all the time. You know, he was my best friend for over 30 years. And just the person he became from those substances, I couldn't be around him anymore. Couldn't even talk to him. It's weird. You were saying how your mother was completely healed due to faith and diet. And I was just asking, was she ever the mother of old? Yeah, was she ever returned to the lady she once was before she had gotten onto the substances? That's what I'm hoping and praying for my cousin. I guess you could never be the exact same person because of the things you've seen and done while you had these addictions. I don't know. It's hard to unsee anything or unfeel or disconnect completely from any thought that you've ever had. We can put them back in the recesses of our mind. Well, that's good, Jack. As long as, you know, that person was removed. I hope and pray for my cousin that that person goes away and he just finds peace. Um, just within himself, you know. It's so, a lot of these drugs are so consuming. Yeah, I guess you're right, Constance. We're ever changing. We're constantly all changing, no matter what. And I don't think we could ever go back to the people that we were. Well said. It's I guess it's like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good analogy. I guess it's like sculpting almost. You know, you can cut away and chip away at the rock and the stone and make a beautiful. Oh, that's awesome, Jack. You can make a beautiful sculpture, you know, we'll just say of the globe. You make this big, giant stone sculpture of the globe, and it's beautiful and this and that. But then you learn that that's not where you live. And you decide to cut that globe in half and inscribe all the lands how they are on top of that half, maybe. It'll never go back to being the globe, even if you wanted it to be. I don't know. That wasn't the greatest analogy. Yeah, my cousin had gone through rehab twice. Came back the second time and was real spiritual, and I was excited. I was happy. I was ready to go to church with him or do whatever he needed to keep that going. We did that for, I don't know, a few weeks. And then he went and had some alcohol and went and bought some cocaine, and that was it. He slowly slipped right back into it. Turned into, oh, I gotta work now. He didn't care about working at all. He didn't want to go back to work because he knew the amount of money that he was making would, and the people that were there would make it so he would, want to get back into that life. And he was making around $40 an hour and didn't want to stop that job, but didn't want to do that job anymore either. And I told him, man, you could live here with me for free forever if you want. And just, you can go work at McDonald's or Burger King. And we'll figure this out and yada, yada, yada. And never even tried a different job. Went out to the bar with his buddy that one night, had his fun. Next week he was back to work, and then yeah, I know church is not going to do it. Even the person has to want to do it. I mean, your mom had to want to get better and become, a better person. You can't force people to get better. It's definitely a choice. Yeah, Nora, I know. I haven't spoke to him coming up on almost 7 years now. And I still hear stuff about him. And he's, I don't know. I don't know. I love you though, cuz I hope you're doing okay. Yeah, it's hard losing the ones you love, but still being able to see them. I don't know what is worse, losing someone and never being able to see them again, or losing the person that someone once was and seeing them become something you don't care for anymore. It's I don't know. It's a tough one. I'm not sure I can answer that one. I guess it depends on the people, the person. Well, folks, it's 10:15 already. I think I'm gonna get rolling here. Yeah, Nora, that's why I always have hope. Because I know some people do it. And they come back and they're the people of old. So I'm always gonna have hope that he sees the light one day. But I'm not gonna hold my breath either. Oh yeah, I guarantee there are people who wish that I was, didn't believe or didn't think that the earth was not a spinning ball. Didn't know, you know. Oh yeah, they're out there, I guarantee it. But they'll come around. Yeah. Very well said though, Jack. I agree. Well, alrighty folks, this was a good fun chat. I really enjoyed it. I love y'all. Thank you for joining me. This was a fun one. It was a good one. You ready to go? You want to go pick up some horse poop?
Let's go pick up some horse poop.
Yeah, horse poop. Alrighty, folks. I love y'all. Y'all have a great day. Oh, return of Cat's Eyes. Hey, sweetie. We're getting ready to head out. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see ya. No worries, sweetie. There's that beeping I was waiting for. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining me. I always have fun getting this stuff off my chest. Let me just shut this thing up real quick. Okay. Yeah, horseshit, man. Some of the best fertilizer out there. Black gold. Yeah, I can't wait. So, love y'all. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Maybe I'll see you over on Ironworks tomorrow morning on TFR. If not, I'll most likely be live tomorrow at 7 o'clock, as soon as I get done with Ironworks. So it'll be a little bit earlier tomorrow if you're up. So thank y'all. I love you. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the chats. It's good times for all. Signing out. As always, thanks for watching.